Alright guys, quick little update here. I got to tearing into that harness, both of those harnesses, and I spent 2 days tearing out a bunch of random shit that I knew I didn't need. And I decided, with the rat's nest and how fucking tangled everything is there and how little of that I really need, I'm going to buy an interface harness for $180 and throw it up here. Also, that come with a bunch of consideration and a little bit of research. I figured out all the plugs that I'll need. If you have a wiring specialties harness, you need to just take your interface harness and find all the plugs that you want to keep, like if you want your reverse lights and things like that. And then you can wire them into your interface harness that you're going to buy. That'll do your lights and that circuit that I sent you. It does tail lights, headlights, AC, heat, wipers, everything. But also, this harness, and you need to keep your tail light plugs and things like that so you can solder in. From the other harness, the harness that runs out into your engine bay, you need to cut that up here at your column so you can wire anything you want from here, like your blinkers and your wipers in, because you'll need those. And then same thing with this, which I need to get a new one of these. This is broke, but you're going to make sure you keep your headlight switch and your switch for your flashers. Alright, so I started off this video with going through the wiring and saying how I'm going to get a Speedway Motors wiring harness. Okay, I did do that. As I was going through the footage, I realized a lot of things were kind of all over the place, so I figured the easiest thing to do would be to walk you through what I did with it all installed and show you everything working. So, first things first, I wired all the headlights and everything in. So here is my fuse block right here. Okay, I wired all the headlights in, ran them through, soldered, and everything does work. I've got everything working. That switch down there for my running lights and my high beams. I haven't quite got the high beams figured out just yet, but hazards are going. Which I've got those should be set up to where they run with the car off, with the key off. We've got running lights, headlights. I don't have the other headlight put on. That's just testing things out. But I got everything ran through and wired, and I can't really, it's kind of tough to show because I loomed everything and wrapped everything up. Now, one big issue I had was this harness is for older cars, and I have LED front headlights, so I had to get an LED flasher relay. You run power from one half of the relay to the other, and then you run that into your switch. And so I've got my switch here. I ran it in. All of these three are a power in, and so you kind of just, it looks goofy because I had it ran, but you just wire this into your 3 wires on your column that go into your switch, which it's been so long now, I don't remember which wires do what. And then you have to wire your output wires to your right and left. And don't forget to add in your rears, because your rears have 2 different wires on them as well. So that was one major issue that I ran into because I kept having issues trying to get those to work. The brake switch is pretty simple. You know, everything else is fairly simple. And then it's got your 1 wire in, which key on. And I've got this stuff wired into 2 different fuse blocks. And the reason I've got those 2 different fuse blocks is one is constant power, the other one is key on. Now the problem that I was having with key on was it would shut shit like that off. Okay? So that was my starter clicking just now. So what I did was I made that. So now everything stays on even with the key on. You know, even whenever you crank. Because see, when you crank without that, the reason I put that switch just is a secondary power for the key on fuse block. I ended up running second fuel pump, and then I've got my headlights, low beams or running lights, and high beams, and then my regular low beams are just on the switch here. Hazards, I still ran to the switch, and you can't hear that fuse is good. But they do work. Nowhere near as good, but what I noticed that was weird with that was being on the hazards, it was almost not enough. It was too much current for the LED flasher relay, so I couldn't get that one to work with it. Blinkers only work with the LED flasher relay. The hazards only worked with the standard relay that come with the kit, so I wasn't really understanding that one. This is the harness that I was talking about. Connects to your main harness, but you've got your alternator exciter here on one wire, and then over here you've got your ECU constant power and your key on power. So you've got those couple of little things that you're going to have to wire in. Start ignition switch, and then that away you have your starter wire right here. And then this is alternator power, which I couldn't find anything on the pinouts for this, so I've kind of just got it hanging loose in case my alternator decides it doesn't work correctly whenever I turn the car on and the exciter's on. So, because I'm sure that some cars need 2 wires, other cars just need 1 wire feeding it. So you got to have those few things in mind when you're doing this. I've got this one hanging out, like I said, just in case. But yeah, that away, once you've got everything wired up in here, you just use your standard harness. You don't have to have any extra wires coming out here for your starter or for your alternator or anything like that. And for me, you could do more. It has the option for AC and the option for everything else. But for me, that's all I wanted. I wanted my brakes to work, my blinkers to work, my headlights to work. It does have a wiper option, but I'm just going to run my wipers to one of those switches, and that'll be plenty fine for me. But yeah, other than that, that's how I ended up with my wiring. Oh, there's also this fan wire out here, which I'm not quite sure if that's what I'm going to use for that yet, or whether I'm going to do, because it's already pre-wired in with a relay. What I'm not understanding, it's a ground switch, so I'll just have to run a switch to a ground. Okay, hopefully you guys can see my mouse here. Follow it around. Okay, solenoid power. This is going to be your power in for this entire harness, okay? Now there's a few things over here. On this is this brake switch over here. Your brake switch and your brake switch power is over here. So you're going to have your brake switch power goes in one part of the switch, and then your brake switch goes out the other. You get what I'm saying? For your signal in. So this is your signal in. Number 18 is your signal in. Number 11 is your power out. There's headlight power, which you can run to a switch. A lot of these are powered. They are powered themselves. That is one big thing that I learned going through it. You don't have to run a separate power for a lot of things other than my flashers over here. I had to run a separate power for, but everything else is just you're switched in. You'll have a switch. There'll be some sort of power that runs into it, like, let's see here. Headlight power. You've got that, So for most of it, other than my high beams and my parking lights, I ran on switches, but everything else, I had a power in and a power out. So those were the only things that had individual power to them. You do need to pay attention when you get these, because your right rear turn and your left rear turn are on different circuits than your other signals. Some of the stuff like the ignition, all I did was I took a test light and I was able to test what did what with my ignition switch. I just shoved the key in, and you use like I can't say a test light. I use a multimeter to see what's complete in the circuit whenever you change the key, because you've got an ignition switch power, which is your power in, and then when you're in the start position, you're going to want your ignition switch start right here, 32. You're going to want that to be activated, so you're going to want the circuit to be completed with your wire that wires to your ignition switch start. And your accessories and your switch coil and switch ignition are all going to be when the key is just turned on, which that's how I did it. They sent me, which I will actually link this down in the description, this entire thing here, which helped me quite a bit because it goes a little more in depth than this does. This is just colors and codes. This here goes a little more in depth on what everything does and where it goes. So it's to be connected, ignition switch power. It'll show you and explain exactly what everything does. So I did end up using this quite a bit on top of this. And another thing I used for S chassis specifically on this. So I have the wiring specialties harness, but it should be fairly similar for a standard harness. I can't, attest completely to that, but you'll need to use a lot of these. So your alternator charge light, you go in here and you find on here alt exciter right here is what's going to be your alternator charge light, number 44. And so you're going to want to wire that to pin 3 on this connector, which will be a white and red wire. Speed sensor I'm not using GPS speed. Oil pressure light not using. Speed sensor again not using. Fuel pump I have wired to switches. Now this here I used pin 3 and pin 2. Now on those I just wired to my fuse block, my constant power, and my ignition switched power. I didn't wire those to anything off of the harness. There was nothing off the harness for me to wire it to. Let's see, start signal, you will wire that in ignition switch start 32. Will wire into your red and black pin 2 start signal. And that is all that I used. You shouldn't need your park neutral, bypass, or anything like that anymore because I've got rid of all that wiring. I didn't use anything on any of this, none of the interface connectors I have not used. Now, I can't say that I won't have to use them, but all it is stuff that goes to your dash, which for me, I'm not using anything off of my dash. You may need to keep those wires separate if you're not using power tune the way that I am. But that's the way that I was able to do all of this. This is not a how-to by any means, but these are a few little tips and tricks that I kind of went through. I know I'm not the greatest at explaining them, but it's a few little things that I noticed, and like I said, I will link this specific thing down in the description. That eliminated all the wiring that was needed for setting up in here and all of that bullshit. So sorry you guys are getting a kind of a sneak peek at the motor being in the car, which is crazy, I know. But yeah, like I said, that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you on the next one.